Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, 3.0. Let the roll call reflect that Director Sather is the only one absent this evening. All board members are present. 4.0, student representative, information on student reps. So 5.0, agenda additions and deletions.
I have one, Madam Chair. So under the consent agenda, and it's the last E approved 18-19 fall coaching assignments. Under football, we currently on the list have Mike Warda, Dan Dozian, Ed Thompson, and Paul Brainerd. The first one is fine, but the second one is going to be Dan Dozian. And I'll just pass this over to you.
Okay.
The third one would be Sean Stryer. The fourth one is Ed Thompson, remains Ed Thompson. And then the last one is Nate Perkio.
Okay. All right. So is Dan Doshin the assistant then?
Yeah.
All right. Any deletions or anything? Okay, 6.0, visitor input. There's the lady that would, go ahead. You can come and stand at the podium up here.
I don't want to stand at the podium. I want to know about this program that you're going to go with Virginia and stuff. Is that going through?
Well, when somebody comes with visitor input, we pretty much just listen to your concerns about it. There isn't interaction necessarily at a board meeting. So if you have concerns that you want to voice to us that you don't like, then I'd like you to share that.
What I want to know is, it was mentioned that 80 or 85% of the people in Gilbert are for going with that program. How many surveys did you send out?
We sent out a number of surveys
How many?
throughout the whole district.
For Gilbert. How many did you send out for Gilbert?
The whole district,
The full district.
as far as I know.
What does that mean?
Everybody
Everybody that has a mailing address.
Everybody that has a mailing address. Did you send only one to each address?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Well, okay, I've got that here. Only one person could assign that and stuff. Are we going to have a vote on this somewhere?
We're not, I mean, again, like she said, I mean, this isn't a dialogue thing, but we're nowhere near a vote right now.
But
We're still
will it go
talking.
to a vote of the people?
Depending on the outcome, it could go to a vote, but it's not necessarily.
Because sending one survey to a household, some households have maybe anywhere 1, 2 more, and there's only one survey sheet to fill out.
That survey was just a general survey to gauge if people are even interested. I mean, it wasn't yes we are or no we're not type of thing. I mean, we're just gauging interest.
We wanted to know whether or not people were interested in the boards continuing the talks to see what could be possible. That's what that was the survey.
Definite decision.
No. There have been no decisions.
So it may go to a board of the people, which would be the thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I want to know. Then
Okay.
stuff else.
All right.
Until later.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for that.
What was your name?
Laverne Morrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody else?
Thanks, Laverne. We had signed, a football staff had been signed up under visitor input to speak, but we've been advised that the issue.
I'm sorry, if you
I'll stand up and speak. Most of you know me, Mark Miewicz. I'm also the defensive line coach of the football team. The football team had been signed up to speak. on a particular issue, football coaching staff, excuse me, but I've been briefed and been advised that the issue that we were here to speak about has been rectified and has been resolved. So the sign up for visitor input from the football coaching staff no longer needs to occur, and that request is withdrawn.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, thanks, Mark. Anybody else?
How's it?
Okay. 7.0, approve the agenda. Do we have a motion?
I'll move.
Do we have a second?
Motion. Second.
Okay, motion by Addy, second by Mueller. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 8.0, approve the treasurer's report for the second check writing in July.
So for the second check writing in July, we had disbursements of $194,396.79, and that's it.
Do we have a motion to approve the treasurer's report for the second check writing in July?
Also move.
Second? I will second. Motion by Gentilini, second by Lotiger. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.0 consent agenda. A, approve the minutes of the regular meeting of Monday, July 9th, 2018. B, accept the resignation from Mike Arrow, head boys basketball coach. C, accept the resignation from Dean Edstrom, the head girls hockey coach. D, accept the resignation from Roy Casey, the Phi Ed teacher. E, approve the 2018-2019 teaching assignments. And F, to approve the 2018-2019 fall coaching assignments with the changes to the football.
One note I would make, Madam Chair, is that under D, the Roy Casey, we just hired him at the last meeting and he found a different job, so that's why there's no letter with it.
I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the change in the fall coaching assignments for football. Do I need to state that change in the motion?
No.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Under C for the resignation of Dean Edstrom, is that going to be a posted position on for that coaching?
Posted?
Position?
Yeah.
Okay, will be posted then,
Yep.
okay.
And then for Mike Arrow, will that be posted
Uh-huh.
right away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Nothing was removed from the consent agenda, so we'll move on to 11.0 personnel. 11.1, approve 1.0 FTE elementary teaching assignment of Josh Bestul.
Vestal.
Okay, Bestul. Can we get a motion?
Motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Mueller, second by Addy. All those in, do we do discussion? We do discussion. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 11.2, approve the early childhood teaching assignment of Matresa McKay.
I'll move.
Second.
Motion by Addy, second by Gentilini. Any discussion?
Well, just the next couple didn't have interviews conducted by. That still have multiple people conducting those interviews, just not.
This particular one, though, she's been here before.
Okay.
So it's not, we don't have to read it.
So we got it. Okay.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 11.3, approve the .8 FTE teaching assignment of George Harridan.
Madam Chair, like I spoke at the study session, so we talked George out of retirement 18. That's the 18th retirement, and I'm not kidding. He's going to do the mornings over there in Gilbert, and the next one, 11.4, Greg Schneider will do the couple classes in the afternoon. We're going to borrow him from the Sabi Range as a means of filling that position for another year.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Also move, we accept the teaching assignment of George Harridan.
Okay, motion by Gentilini, support by Peterson. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you, George. 11.4, approve the .3 FTE teaching assignment of Greg Schneider.
Schneider.
Oh, okay. I'll make the motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Support.
Motion by Lotiger, support by Peterson. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 11.5, approve the 1.0 FTE activities director assignment of JoJo Scott.
Madam Chair, we had great interviews for this position. I mean, it was a breath of fresh air. We had a lot of good applicants, a lot of good interviews, and the team that was assembled to do the interviews thought that Ms. Scott would be the best choice of the group, and I concur. And I would hope that the board approves it.
Do we need to have a discussion?
No, you do a motion and a second, and then you can discuss.
Okay. So do we have a motion?
I'll move.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, motion by Addie, second by Chad. Any discussion? We can discuss the email.
No, that's down at the contract in
Okay.
12.4.
Okay.
How many applicants do we have for the activities director?
Oh, there must have been a dozen. Yeah, it was good.
Any internal?
No, actually, not a lot.
Outside missed? Okay.
Does this meet the education license and experience connected with this position?
Yeah.
It does. Yeah. That was then covered in interviewing then, process, Jeff? Good.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 12.0 new business. 12.1 approve the preliminary 2018-2019 joint powers recreation budget.
Again, this is, we're part of the Joint Powers Board. They pass a budget every year. One of the nice things about having a full-time activities director, now that individual will be more involved in that group, because that is, all of that money comes out of community ed, that's our student enrichment funds.
Okay. Okay, do we have a motion? I'll make the motion. Do we have a second?
The second.
Motion by Lotiger, support by Mulner. Any discussion?
Do we know what the budgeted versus expenditures were for 2017?
Is that not on the sheet that I?
They just have expenditures, they don't have what the actual budgeted number was last year. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
What was our share last year? I mean, I guess my point is, is it increasing or is it decreasing? Is the program staying steady, or do we know as a general?
I can get that right. Last year we paid 24,800.
Yeah.
It's a good program. I guess it's just wondering what kind of money.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 12.2, approve the 2018-2019 non-negotiated rates of pay.
Madam Chair, I know that you had mentioned that you'd like to discuss the possibility of, on the recommended version that I passed out, I didn't change anything. We have bumped a couple of them up the last couple of years. It really hasn't made a difference as to how many people we have apply for them. Do I know which ones? Yeah.
We did substitute teachers last year, I know that.
We did substitute teachers, playground aides, substitute aides, substitute secretaries, and substitute custodians, I think. I'm not discouraging you from doing it again, if you're doing it for the sake of thinking that more people will apply, I don't think that's going to happen.
So does the lunch, playground aide, the library aide, does that include the detention people? The detention people?
Yes.
So they get that $10.50 an hour?
Mm-hmm. Like I said, if you want anything on here you want to change, so be it. This is the way it's been. We changed it last year a little bit. We bumped substitute teacher from 100 to 120. Custodian sub used to be at 12.43, I think it was. Now we're at 15.
Weren't we at 9 something for that lunch and playground?
The lunch was $9.50. No, it was $9. And we bumped up to $10.50.
Did we notice any differences?
No.
Even substitute teachers?
So substitute teachers, custodian subs,
Oh.
and last year the lunch.
We bumped the lunch, playground, library aide up to from 9 to 10.50. We bumped the nurse sub from like $12 to $14.85. And we bumped the election judge up to match what the city was paying because we were at $9.50 for both of those.
What was to match the city?
Yeah.
I know that we bumped it up, and he said that you didn't think that...
I'm not discouraging you, I'm saying it really didn't have an impact last year. But we were really low last year, really low.
I was up with Franklin half
No,
the
it
year
was
this
low.
year, and there wasn't anybody there either. That didn't change nothing there. I mean, to be honest with you, the Franklin didn't change at all except for some teachers stepped up. I mean, there was no...
Yeah.
What detention, like someone who's overseeing that, which one does that fall under?
That aide, the lunch, playground, library aide.
That one? Okay.
So, anyway, you can, like I said, you can do what you want with it. That's what the numbers in front of you are what we were paying last year.
And the study hall sub, how do you come up with that number? Just being that it's $10.23.
Yeah, that's a complicated one.
Well, it says it's a
It's a
license.
complicated one that I don't even know why that one's on there anymore, because we don't use it.
Are those all principals assignments?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. There are some, when we run out of principal assignments, we do pay for study hall, but typically,
Those are on the teacher's schedule anyway.
well, it's in the schedule, so if that teacher's gone, and they have the study hall, I mean, the sub gets daily rate of pay anyway. So,
I guess I would like to try and even bump the lunch and playground aid up to $11 and
that's fine. Anything else?
Do I need to make a motion to that effect? Okay. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2018-2019 non-negotiated rates of pay with the adjustment to the lunch, playground, library aide, and detention worker to $11 an hour rather than the $10.50 that we paid last year.
I'll move.
Motion by Lotiger, support by Addy. Any further discussion?
Are you thinking just for more competitive?
I'm just thinking, maybe we can get more people to apply for that.
We do struggle to find people.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't imagine why anyone wouldn't want to be on the playground in the dead of winter
Yeah.
for 2 hours. I mean,
When it's 20 below and 9 below.
Yeah.
doesn't that sound like a good time?
Yeah.
Any further discussion about that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries with the change in wage to the lunch, playground, library aide, and detention worker. .3, approve the season ticket prices, gate fees, and student participation fees.
Madam Chair, this is another one I just took it from last year. I know that earlier this year we had discussed the possibility of letting our students in free. If the board would want to entertain that, this would be the time. But other than that, it is what it is, I guess.
So we'll get a motion and we'll have discussion. Do we have a motion?
Madam Chair, if I may, if a person's going to want to modify these prices, you might want to do that with the motion, or
We can amend the motion.
amend it.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve this. But have discussion, so we can have discussion?
Yeah.
We can have discussion.
Yes.
Just whoever makes the motion is
Right.
going to have to amend it.
Right.
If we decide to change anything.
Mhm.
I'll
Okay.
support it.
Okay, motion by Mullner, support by Peterson. Any further discussion? Which sounds like we'd like to have. I'd like to give it a try to let our students in for free.
We're at gate fees here, that's what we're talking about?
Yeah,
Okay.
gate fees. I'd like to give that a try and get more participation at our sporting events. And I would assume that if a student is going to get in for free, are they going to have to show their
Yeah,
student
when
ID
they
card?
when they do the school pictures, they do get the card.
We're talking just our students, right? Other
our
students have to
students.
still pay.
Right.
Right.
So students, high school students or college students pay, Eveleth Gilbert high school students free?
Right.
I mean, that's K through
Right.
12. Yeah.
Can we still track that somehow? Can they still get a ticket issued so we can see if gate
If the-
traffic went up, though?
People, yeah.
You know what I'm
Well, you could
saying?
just tell
They'd have to go and get a ticket, but it's
Tickets
just,
are audited, so I mean, if the ticket taker just pulled one and put it in the student, maybe marked it EG or something.
yeah, is there a way to just see if there's participation goes up?
Yeah.
I think it's a good
On
idea.
the same note, understand that in the past, if we're playing Virginia and 50 Virginia kids come in, they all go in the student file. We don't discriminate between Virginia and Gilbert. As far as auditing, will it go up or not? I don't know that we'll necessarily know anymore. Because I can give you a number of how many students came to that game, but I don't know where they came from.
Well, that was part of the question, is that
Right.
are we going to just allow EG students in
Yes.
free, but Virginia students are going to have to pay?
Right.
Or, yeah.
I think there's other school districts that allow that.
Yeah, there is.
Aren't there?
Yep.
But you're saying Virginia students will pay a student the $4 student. So basically, we should add a line item, EG students, 0, all other students, $4, is basically what
Right.
you're saying.
There we go. Yeah.
If that's the case at this stage, I would amend my support to the
Yeah,
motion.
yeah, I'm going to motion to amend it to have EG students pay $0 for gate fees, and all other students will continue to pay that $4 amount.
So how about college kids that went to school in the district?
You know, he's always got to throw
I think
a wrinkle in there.
Oh, I'm just saying, I mean, there's a lot of college kids that,
I
my son goes to every football game when he's home,
They're adults, so I think.
There is.
I mean,
There's college kids up till they're 30. I mean, where do you draw the line?
well, 4 acres.
Well, where do you draw the line, though?
I think that we should just keep it the K through 12, the students that are in there.
All right.
So Derek amended his motion.
Yes.
Did you support that?
Yeah, I'll support the amendment.
Okay. Amended motion by Mulner, support by Peterson. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on, 12.3. Approve the, not 12.3, 12.4. Approve the 2018 to 2020 Activities Director contract.
Madam Chair, we actually had a short discussion on this study session prior to the meeting. And after that, I went back to my office and I had an email that I since passed out to you from our approved candidate. I don't know if you, we should probably have a motion and a second, and then if you want to discuss that, so be it. If you want to leave it the way it is, that would be your choice.
We have a motion first. So let's get a motion for 12.4, approving 2018-2020 Activities Director contract. I will make the motion.
I will second.
Motion by Lotiger, second by Addy. Any discussion? I think that,
Yeah.
can we talk openly?
Yeah,
members?
this is an open one. So.
Okay. So
She's
currently,
not in a bargaining unit, so
currently the salary that's being offered is
75.
75. And she is requesting 83,000 as a starting wage. They're not taking medical insurance from the district.
Can we can't legally not offer medical insurance in this
Oh,
day and
yes, you
age.
can.
Huh? With Obamacare and all of our regulations, we can,
It was,
we're a pool, but, you know what I'm saying? I thought, I went to one of those things as a public employee that,
That you have to offer medical insurance.
it's either we offer to everybody or we don't offer to nobody, I
Oh,
thought.
that could be.
You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be opposed if we said, hey, you know what, or maybe to get around that, since we are, well, see, it has to be affordable care though, too. I was gonna say we could put those benefits at 0%, 0 and 0, but then it wouldn't be affordable if that person did have a life-changing situation where they qualified.
If my memory serves me correctly, I think we had this discussion where we have a few teachers in here that don't take the medical because their significant other or whatever works in the mines and they have their insurance.
We've lost one, yeah.
Okay. So I don't know why this would be any different.
Well, it's just that,
To reconcile the increase.
what you're saying with the teachers not taking it, though, it's still available to them if they wanted to.
Right.
And under these terms, she's not going to take it, but it would still be available to her if she needed it.
Right.
She's just not going to take it right now.
She's asking for a higher salary due to her not taking benefits. Basically saying, I'm not taking $7,000 or $20,000 worth of benefits, so can I have the salary? But and that's fine. But if she has a life-changing situation in 3 months, she could have to. She'd request to take the benefits. So I guess a person's got to think of it both ways. And
She does make a valid point in that most other activities directors have a secretary.
Secretaries, that's another thing too.
No, that's true.
These are our competitive, schools here: Virginia, Hibbing, Hermantown, Grand Rapids. Are they, so their salary is around this number? Is that what,
She said it's between 85 and 100.
is there any way we could validate that or that we think of?
Yeah,
We think it's,
I've looked, yeah, and it is.
Yeah.
And, for instance, I mean, Virginia's at 83, and that's,
no.
or actually, it's 85 this year. It was 83 when they hired him. But
That's with
So I
the
just-
secretary.
I took that number and decreased it a little bit.
Sure.
That's where I came up with 75,000, because we're smaller, so.
Mm-hmm.
That's with the secretary.
They have a half-time secretary there.
So she's asking for 80 with no secretary. I think that's a pretty fair deal.
I'm fine with it. I mean, if you guys want to do that.
The only concern I have is we have a buildings and grounds position that's,
We still need to deal with that.
I know, that's a completely different pay scale. That it's hard to reconcile that with the current employees that are at different levels versus new. But that's my only concern.
It's a valid one, but that's still a work in progress, so we
No,
don't close the door on that one yet either.
I understand.
But I don't think that position is as educated as probably this one is.
It's not.
Right.
No, they're two separate, but they're still administrative positions.
So, you guys will just, I don't know, call the question. If you want to amend it, so be it. If you don't want to. Anyone else has anything to add?
What are your thoughts, Chair?
Well, I think she's qualified. I think she's very well qualified for the position, and I think that, I think we've had the discussion about the rates of pay in the area, and Jeff is okay with it. I would be willing to amend it to compensate for the fact that there's no secretary and she's not taking medical insurance. The medical insurance, I understand Bill's point on that too, though. But just the fact that she is well qualified for this position and like you had stated there, the area directors around here are making both that or more, what she's requesting. I'm willing to amend that.
What would you amend for the second year wage then? Just the 2%?
I had, the current one the contract that you're looking at reflects the 2% in year two.
Okay. Jeez. So would that be your amendment, Chair? Is
Yeah.
83 plus a 2% in the second year increase?
That would be, my motion would be to amend for $83,000 salary first year and 2% second year. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 12.5, set closed session for negotiation strategies.
This will be for the principal's unit. It's our last bargaining unit that we have to straighten out.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Mueller, second by Gentilini. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 13.0 administrative report and information.
It's a nice night out, so I'll be brief. But I do want to talk a little bit about the academic committee that we're forming as part of this collaboration. So we're getting that. That's the first stage of it. That's where we decide, or the committee decides, what is this academy going to look like? What are the career paths? What are the classes we're going to offer? That kind of thing. So we're in the process of formulating a list as to who's going to get invited for that. We have all the materials that we're going to send with that. The dates on that are all the Wednesdays in August. Just want to screw them up, 8, 15, and 22. 6, I think it was. We do need somebody from this board to be a part of that committee, if not 2.
Are those all open meetings still too?
Those ones, no, I don't know. They can be. I mean, it doesn't matter. We're,
Well, are they going to be posted?
We're not trying to bag
public or
anybody.
not? Are they going to be posted meetings, or you know? Have got that
if there's
far?
board members there, I have to consult somebody about that. Whether I have to. I mean, like I said, it's not like we're fighting anything. Then, depending on the outcome of that, at the end of August, then we'll start the other 3 committees. Be asking for participation on that as well. We don't, obviously not knowing how the first committee is going to come out, we don't have any dates or anything for those yet, but we will let you know when that comes, and I'll send out an email reminder in the morning to see if anyone wants to be a part of this first committee, and you can respond to me that way. So, that's all I have.
Do you want to have me get emails from those that are interested in certain committees for that, or?
Well, we're gonna start out with this academic committee.
Okay.
And I'll send an email out to all the board, and I'm gonna outline the committees that are gonna be available.
Okay.
The only one that I know about for sure right now is the academic committee, and I've got 3 dates for that time, and we're thinking Northeast Service Co-op if they don't start construction over there first. If not, we'll have to change the location. But I have a packet of information that I'll send with that email, just outlines what that committee is going to do,
Okay.
so that you're at least somewhat familiar.
For those of us that aren't gonna, like at football season, right, I'm probably not gonna be there
Yeah.
for these committees, but will I be receiving like weekly or every couple weeks input at the meeting, like our board meeting, or will I get
Yeah, I'll have
input?
updates at all the board meetings.
Okay. It'll be pretty much, it'll be thorough from what they've done, like
Yep.
from their perspective?
Yep.
and all that?
That's all I have. That's all we got. So we'll take a little break here, do a quick closed session, and we'll be out of here.
Okay, brief reason.